All right, welcome back. Brand new episode of Attack on Show. I'm Rob E.
I'm Rob E.
You're Kevin Pereira. No, that's a G4 knock.
I'm Patrick Harney.
Patrick Harney in studio. Woo! Sticking around. We've got a Christopher Nolan free episode lined up for you. We're going to kick things off with Attack the Web. Star Wars fans, you're going to enjoy this. We're going to take a look at Buckethead, but not the short film from 2018 that you may have seen. Did you know that they are starting a short series?
Did you?
Did you? No, did you? Well, if not, we're going to bring that to you, let you know if it's worth continuing. And then we're going to go over to Binge Worthy, some superhero action fun with Amazon Prime's Invincible.
Can you insert the sound of the...
Well, you just did it. That was fast. I like it. You're close to achieving the glow, my friend. I'm excited for you. Yes, Robert Kirkman's Invincible. Don't let it be in an animated series turn you off. This is not for children. No. And then Be Kind Rewind. The good old Griswolds. Next gen. We're going to take a look at Vacation. Not National Lampoon's Vacation.
No.
Simply Vacation.
Hooray.
Ed Helms starring. Oh, I think we're going to have a fun conversation on this. And then, of course, we wrap it up every episode with I Miss My Mtv. Patrick, who do we got on deck?
We got the dip.
The dip. Yeah, you're not going to want to spit this out. These guys are awesome. Before we get to all that, make sure you click like and the biggest thing,
subscribe.
Yes. Next biggest thing,
comment.
The bell. And share. Come on, you're the sharing friend.
Hey, make sure to share.
Your friends are going to be really upset if you don't. As always, I'm Robbie.
I'm Patrick Harney.
And this is
Attack on Show.
All right, so we're back. We don't have anything quick, so let's just get to Attack the Web.
Let's do it.
Attack the Web. AOL still holding on strong. Star Wars fans, I know you all watched the Bucketheads short film from 2018, which was very well done.
Very, very, very well done.
But that same crew has now moved on, and on May 12, 2021, released the Episode 1 Ground Zero Prologue Bucketheads. And I gotta tell you, I think it's a 12-minute short film. I think this thing is spare no expense. The effects, the story seems very intriguing for a first episode. I was really impressed with this. I love the idea. The premise of this is it's basically taken a side of the stormtroopers, telling their story and how they're serving the Empire. They're basically soldiers for the Empire, which they don't view as it's not a bad thing. They don't view it the same way the Rebellion does. So it's interesting to take a look from their perspective, which is what this series follows. The first episode, again, 12 minutes long. In those 12 minutes, does an amazing job just blowing my mind with special effects, introduction of characters. I love the idea, like what Clone Wars did for clones. I love the idea of giving some personality to these stormtroopers. Not only are they're not just bad shooters, there's actually people under the helmets. But I think this is going to be a great series, and I'm really excited for it. And I shot it over to you. I mean, what was your first impression?
I love it. I think, okay, this is going to be a bold statement here for all you Star Wars fans, and I am so sorry if you want to cut my head off after this. But I would be so bold to say that if you were to take this and you were to plop it into a Star Wars movie, it would hold up and you wouldn't even know the difference. Everything about it. Just like the way it was shot, everything was very, very crisp and very well put together. And yeah, the special effects I thought were, like, maybe with the exception of The Mandalorian, were pretty damn close to the movies.
Yes, by far better than the sequel trilogy, which is like saying it's better than anything. The series, the initial starship fight scene at the beginning, it's very cool because the timeline takes place right at the end of Return of the Jedi. So the Death Star 2 is still up. What do you mean rebuild it? Is still alive, and there's a space scene that takes place, and then it goes down to Endor and follows kind of the battle down there with the Ewoks, Rebellion, and the Stormtroopers. And in this first episode, they witness the Death Star blow up.
No.
which is a very cool visual
Yeah.
to see their point of view of looking up. I know we got to see it in the recent Star Wars game, but it was still really cool to see in a live action film. That it just kind of tells that perspective of like, well, now what do we do? And these stormtroopers are just having to survive because they've just witnessed the Empire fall. And it's a very cool perspective, I thought, watching the film, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. I'm not sure how many episodes they have planned, but whenever they come out, I'm going to definitely be watching.
Yeah, I will for sure, because it's, I mean, it really does hold up to all of the, you know, what would you call them? Franchise
the Star Wars
films,
lore?
Or, yeah,
the extended universe, expanded universe, we'll call it.
Yeah.
But it's Transmute Pictures. The link is below. Make sure you go and subscribe and check out the episode 1. Stay tuned. There is a trailer for episode 2, but you have to be on like a paid subscription in order to watch that. Patreon. I'm patient. I'll wait. I'm cheap too, is another word for it.
It'll come out.
Yes.
For free.
But we're excited for that. And moving along, you want to go into Binge Worthy?
I guess.
Listen up now. This is serious.
I was just wondering,
No! As we advertise, we go through all the streaming services, and that includes Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Which they're starting to really pick their stuff up here. They're starting to put out some really cool content now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm starting to feel like Netflix is starting to...
Netflix is overrated.
Yeah, it's so MySpace
when you
of the streaming world.
Yes, AIM. When you take The Office off, see ya. When you take Friends off, see ya.
Xfinity people with Xfinity don't care because you get free Peacock, which it's all on. So
which I do have that.
Yeah, so just switch to apps. You can watch.
But there's commercials for that.
Not if you have Xfinity. It's premium.
No,
there are ads. There are ads. Who cares?
Bush League.
Who cares? The whole streaming service is going back to what regular TV was anyway, so might as well get used to it.
Stupid. Fight the system.
We're taking a look. I hate the system. We're taking a look at Amazon Prime's Invincible, created by The Walking Dead's Robert Kirkman. So this is an animated series about superheroes, which I know everybody is starting to feel the superhero fatigue.
I'm not.
Which I gotta say actually turned me off the show from the get-go, where I didn't watch it when it first came out because I just kind of needed a break. I kind of felt like, oh, this was just going to be an animated The Boys.
Yeah.
Everything's getting kind of run down. But with nothing else to watch, I turned it on, and I loved it from the get-go. The animation style I think is really neat. Fans of like the old Batman animated series, like the DC animation, I feel carries really heavy into this series. It has that DC style, which I love the DC animated movies, and I feel like Invincible is that type of quality. But it stars, it has like a Justice League, Avengers, group at the beginning of the series, and it has its Superman. There's only so many superhero characters out there. They're just kind of getting redundant with different names, but you go with it. And he has a family here on Earth, a wife and a son, and the son finally discovers he's got superpowers, and it's kind of about teaching his son how to become. His name is Invincible. Mm-hmm. Very interesting story because it gets very dark and gory from there on.
and it's very anime inspired.
It is.
There's a lot of anime elements. It's not. I wouldn't say it's anime. So all of you who are big anime fans, don't kill me. I'm not saying it's anime, but there's some hints to some anime, or some of the animation is very anime inspired, I would say.
With some of the action sequences.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a great voice cast. Steven Yeun, which obviously from Walking Dead, plays the main character. He's the son of Omni-Man, who everybody's favorite, J.K. Simmons.
Oh,
amazing.
He's killer in this. His voice is just like velvet.
We need to talk. What I'm about to tell you will change everything.
By far better than I expected.
You know who has a small role in this film? Not film, it's a show.
A series.
Freaking Luke Skywalker.
Yes!
Mark Hamill.
The Joker. I like him as a Joker.
Okay.
He's a great voice actor.
He
can do the Joker. He plays Art Rosenbaum in this show. Yes, it was very cool. And you know his voice, especially because he's such a good voice actor. But as soon as he started talking, it was I was excited for that. I was also really excited for Walton Goggins to be in this. I'm a huge S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, all-time favorite series. And anything that any of the strike team does, I'm always excited to watch. And he plays Cecil, who's kind of the head of the government, trying to keep this Justice League and somewhat under control, and basically, provide them some safety, but also like the cover that they need to continue to do their job and keep their secret identities. And he's a very interesting character. I think he's probably like, when I watch it, like he was the most complex character to me, where I feel like there's so much more that's going to come of Cecil.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah? You can say it.
Cecil's a very complex character. Probably one of the most complex in the show, I would say.
Man.
Would you?
Sounds so good out of your mouth.
Thanks. And then Jason Mantzoukas is also in this show, and you would know him from shows like The League or Big Mouth. And then also Zachary Quinto is in this. But Seth Rogen even has a small part.
Gotta have his laugh
in this.
Yes, and then
how do you do his laugh?
I feel like you need to be smoking something to really copy it. But the show is very dark and gory, and one of the things I really loved by it, it kind of had that Game of Thrones-esque type. Nobody is safe. You really didn't know who was gonna make it. You were kind of on the edge of your seat because every time there's a threat, the threat feels very real.
And you learned that from episode 1.
Yes, right. It's the first episode is going to have you hooked because something happens, and we don't want to spoil it because the series is new. It's probably within its, we can't spoil time frame. But the very first episode at the end is going to blow your mind, and from there, it's crazy because it just continues to build on that suspense, build on who's next, what's going to happen next, and it will keep you guessing all the way through. I mean, it is surprisingly hard to try and predict what happens, and I feel like they lead you down an obvious path a lot of times, and it doesn't go the way you expect it to, and I really appreciated that with this series. And I gotta say, even with the first season, I can't wait for season 2. Like, it never lets up. The season finale was awesome. It actually is already signed for 2 more seasons, is how well the first season did. So this show's gonna be sticking around. You're safe to watch. It's not like picking up something new on network TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shots at network TV, am I right?
Anyway, Amazon Prime Invincible is not going anywhere. I highly recommend watch. As a little film strip here says. Patrick, what do you say?
Watch. I don't know if that's going where...
I'm not putting the graphic up. I'm just going to let it show your pecs.
You mean my friggin' just...
Protein. Yeah, so definitely check it out. I say highly recommend. And I think it's time for... What is it? Be Kind Rewind.
Be Kind Rewind?
You ready for a vacation? This will be totally different. Be Kind Rewind. We're going all the way back to 2015. Patrick's birthday was 2014. But, we're taking a look at the, is it the 4th? No, 5th. I think it's the 5th.
Is it the 5th or the 6th?
There's Vacation, European, Christmas.
Yep.
So this will be the 4th vacation film involving the Griswolds, except this one picks up with Rusty, all grown up now, and taking his family on a vacation, going to Wally World, which I thought was pretty funny because it's the original vacation plot, which the movie also makes fun of, which I love that movies, when they can make fun of themselves, I always think that's a great thing.
I've never even heard of the original Vacation.
Doesn't matter. The new Vacation will stand on its own. Okay?
The movie stars Ed Helms, Christina Applegate. There's some special appearances from the original cast, and Chris Hemsworth, who fantastic. I think Chris Hemsworth needs to totally explore comedic roles because the guy, every time he does it, is just hilarious. He's not just good at action, but he's very funny.
TV remote. Okay, let me show you. On, off. Pretty straightforward.
Leslie Mann is also
Leslie
in this
Mann, who's
film.
always very funny. She plays Audrey, grown up Audrey.
Yeah.
But the film it's interesting because it's I find it very funny. But what I liked about this vacation versus the others is the R rating, and that they hit the R rating hardcore.
What's a rim job?
I would guess a rim job is when you kiss someone with your mouth closed.
That's it?
So you're only using the rim of your mouth. Hope you're not too old to let your dad give you a good night rim job.
Like, they didn't hold anything back, I felt, when it came to the language. Ed Helms and his wife, Christina Applegate, are kind of in just the mundane lifestyle. He's trying to spruce things up with his 2 sons. Magnificently played by Skylar Gisondo, and is it Steele Stebbins is the younger son, who I think was amazing, who obviously they don't get along. And the younger son is like the huge bully to the older son.
I found a dart.
Are you crazy?
To me, right from the get-go, the car that they rent, I found hilarious.
That's a 2015 Tartan Prancer.
Did you say tartan, honey?
Yeah, Tartan's the Honda of Albania.
They did great jobs of paying homage to the original film while also kind of making fun of themselves for copying the original plot, kind of like what Jump Street, 22 Jump Street did when they made it after 21 Jump Street. It was like mocking. We're gonna just do the same thing, but do it again. You know, and I felt like this movie did enough of mocking itself while creating some new humor with it that every time I watch this film, I'm laughing out loud. Like I find the humor in this just raw funny. Now I think a lot of people disagree with me, and it's evident by, well, we'll let you talk about it because.
So okay, personally, I thought it was a money grab. That's just me.
Aren't all movies a money grab? Who makes them to not make money?
Okay. All right. No, okay, but it's one of those things where it's like they were just recycling content. That's what it felt like. Oh. That's what it felt like to me.
But it was boy. It's completely different.
Do you like school this year?
It's okay.
So, do you like school this year? That's seriously what you sound like. Just shut up.
Forgive me. Never mind. Everything I have to say is just... It's invalid now because it's different characters.
It's boy.
No, it got a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, I will say I am somebody that likes to form my own opinion because a lot of the times I think critics are full of it.
Yes.
You thought I was going to swear. I didn't.
I beeped it so it sounded like you just did.
Oh. Okay, well I didn't. But yeah, I don't know, it just felt like a money grab to me. I thought Chris Hemsworth, personally, I thought he was the best part of the film. I thought he was hilarious in the film.
Did you like when he was showing off his abs?
I did. That was really funny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, there were funny moments in the film. There were funny moments, and it was cool to see some of the original characters, like Chevy Chase. He had an appearance. Beverly, was it D'Angelo?
Yep.
She had an appearance. So it was cool to see that. But it didn't feel like the movie needed to be made. It was just kind of like okay, cool. Here's a comedy that I'll probably forget about later, but I might enjoy it while I'm watching it. I'll laugh a few times, but it won't be memorable to me.
I have to agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And I do have to make a correction. It's part 5 because there was Vegas Vacation, which nobody cares about. So this would be the 5th sequel. I just wanted to correct that. I did remember. But I do have to agree. This is a movie, while as much as I laugh at it, I don't remember to tell people about it. I don't have it. I don't own it. However, scrolling through on HBO Max, it is on there right now, and I had to click to watch it because I came across it and was like, oh yes, I remember laughing hard at this movie. Let's watch it again. And I still laughed through it.
There was a hole in the side of my stall.
Sounds like you found yourself a glory hole.
Dress? No.
Which is all I'm looking for in a film like this. The comedies like this, like The Wedding Crashers, I think no matter how good they are, you do tend to forget about them for a certain period of time until they pop back up, which is the point of Attack on Show.
But I also don't think that anybody ever forgets about Wedding Crashers.
Until you talk about it.
No, but you have to remember it to talk about it.
Yeah, well, someone will bring up like Vacation. Like I feel like this will come up in conversations at some points.
I don't think so.
No.
I wouldn't put this in the same category as Wedding Crashers. I wouldn't do that.
I actually found this. I laughed a little harder at this than Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
Just out loud because some of the crude humor, the hot springs, I thought was funny. The guy who guides him is like, "Oh, what's your pet rat's name?" And what? And like some of the there's just so much funny. The car that every time he opens a flap and there's like a plug cord for some reason that doesn't go back in.
So anytime we run out of juice, we can just pull right over and plug in. I don't know what that is.
I laugh at all those, like, what are all the buttons? And then when the navigation voice changes to, like, Japanese and it's shouting.
What to press? Why is it so much angrier than the other voices? Why don't we just... Honey, it doesn't like when you touch it, okay? Just...
Angrily the whole time. Like, there's just little nuances that are funny. Now, mind you, the side story with the truck driver drags a little long and is useless. There are some points in this movie that aren't perfect.
You gotta go faster, Dad. The printer doesn't go any faster.
However, if you reset your palate and give Vacation a chance, I think it's very funny.
Maybe I'll go watch it again.
Yes. Let's watch it right now. No. Well, my recommendation is watch, especially of HBO Max.
Okay.
I think it's definitely worth a click to check out. Patrick, your final ruling?
I'd say pass. And I think this is my first pass.
It is. Oh!
As being a co-host.
Popped your cherry.
I'm just such a jerk.
You are a jerk. You're a critic. You're what you just said you don't like.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the club, buddy.
Thanks.
Yes.
I don't know if I like that club. But...
Making friends.
making friends and creating jobs for myself.
Yes, that's what we're about.
Yep.
You want to listen to some music?
I really want to listen to some music.
I think this should be a karaoke version of I Miss My MTV.
I don't know the words that well.
Well, that's why you have them on screen.
So no, crying every night.
This is a great song on this week's I Miss My MTV. We're taking a look at The Dip.
Yes.
Patrick introed me to these people. Do you know much about them? Want to fill the attackers on The Dip?
These guys are like super groovy, and they're like they start getting into like an old school feel, almost like a Chuck Berry guitar, and and they have that old like
some soul
60s 70s sound in the voice, and I don't know, I just really dig their music. It's very old school, and it's not like the fluff that you get today with like pop music.
Yes.
This stuff, like
there's no auto-tune.
Well, there's always auto-tune on everything, but they're not like T-Pain auto-tune. Like these guys can actually sing.
Yes, and out of Seattle, Washington.
Well, T-Pain can actually sing though.
No, T-Pain's coming for you now.
He really can sing. T-Pain, you're dope. You can sing.
What are we looking at this week? We got the song Sure Don't Miss You. Sure don't miss you right. I love it. This is 2017. We're going to take a look at a live recording. I really like the live recording. Patrick's saying the recorded version is even better.
Well, okay, because like they kind of bail out on the high notes on every single live recording, but they're still really good. But I just kind of wonder why they bail out on the high notes, because those are my favorite parts.
Yes, I love live performances. I think they crush it with this performance. So we're going to give you a minute. Take a listen to The Dip, Sure Don't Miss You.
Mm-hmm. Someday I might miss you, but I sure don't miss you right now. Ooh, I was blue as a man can be, waiting at me, but I sure don't miss you right now. Took me a while to get back on my feet. Whoa, took me a while to smile again. I was ashamed that I could ever be so weak, but I love you, girl, yes I did. Someday I might miss you, but I sure don't miss you right now.
Nice. Love The Dip. A lot of good music from them too. They've got a lot of good music out there. Definitely worth checking out.
Adeline, O.P. Jedediah.
That's a great track. I really like that.
Great song.
Yes.
State Line is really good.
We got the link below. Make sure you check it out. And ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up another episode of Attack on Show. I know it's sad. You're frustrated that it's got to end. But you can go back and watch old episodes. You can just hit the repeat.
You can.
Yes. All good content. These episodes don't age. That's the beauty of it. Just like Patrick. We're going to stay young forever. Well, Patrick is.
Hopefully. I hope so.
Thank you for watching. As always, make sure you click like.
Subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Comment, share.
Yeah, share with your friends. We want to hear from you. If any shows, movies, anything that we've recommended that you've liked, the music. I love music. So if any of that has inspired you and you've enjoyed it, or anything you've watched, leave us a comment. Let us know the feedback. Let us know what's wrong.
If you have any suggestions of any films, fan films, songs, or whatever you want us to check out, go to the comment section and make sure you let us know.
Yes.
So we can cover it on the show.
You can follow us on all forms of social media at Attack on Show, all one word, Facebook, Instagram, the Twitter. We're everywhere.
The Twitter. Yes. Make sure to check us out.
Yes. As always, I'm Rob E.
I'm Patrick Harney.
And this is
Attack on Show.